whoever just came in, give me a hand over here, would you? Save me a lot of time if you kindly fix the LED display on the dash while I fix the wiring out here. Just get inside and I'll tell you what's what. What you're all looking at is the fuse board for the screen. Fuses are all there and they're all good, but the display won't work till you rearrange them. See how they numbered from 1 to 8? What you gotta do is rearrange them so no consecutively numbered fuses are touching in any direction. Fuse number 1 can't be touching fuse number 2, which can't be touching 3, which can't be touching 4, and so on. Got that? Good. You know you're done when the screen lights up. With any luck, I'll be done out here about the same time. That's disappointing, but what can I say? Suit yourself. It's up to you. Best news I've heard all day. Alrighty then. I am much obliged. And I'm done out here. How's that for timing? Too bad. You only get half of what you had coming to you. That's gonna cost you. That's a shame. Gotta cut your earnings in half. Uh-oh. More work for me means less money for you. Afraid that was one mistake too many. No pennies for you, looks like. Looks like it's try again. Oh, nice job, Nancy. Go take what you've earned. Good work. Go ahead and help yourself to your earnings. You did real fine. Go get what you got coming. I am real impressed with your work, Nancy. You earned every one of those pennies. Come on, darn it, get off, get off, get off! Fine job, Nancy. Now come on over here. Something else I need you to do. Back away from the penny jar. Hey now, that's not yours. Can I help you with something? You seem awfully interested in those pennies. Nancy, now this is what you call perfect timing. I was just getting ready to put the transmission of this car back together. How's that transmission coming? Hey there. You're Nancy, the new gopher, ain't you? Well, I'm Chase. I ain't gonna shake your hand 'cause my hand's kind of a mess. Again, I appreciate the help. Right now, I'm fixing the car the fella you were replacing was driving when he busted his leg. It's pretty much my job, fixing stuff. And do they call you Nancy because you answer too many questions? Sorry, that was supposed to be funny. A lot of people think that, but the truth is, it's my name. Has been since before the day I was born. Yeah, the team's had its share of technical difficulties, that's for sure. This here's my first time. Took a class from Scott last semester. Next thing I know, I'm on his team. Stuff breaks. If your luck's bad, it breaks a lot. Being such a negative person and all, Scott's like a bad luck magnet. With him in charge, I'd be most surprised if stuff wouldn't breaking down all the time. Not that it bothers me. Heck no. I like fixing stuff, and I like keeping busy, so this here's the perfect job for me. Plus, I'm learning a whole lot about twisters. You live in these parts, the more you know about them, the better. Yep. A bunch of stuff. Reason he broke down in the middle of that storm and slipped in all that hell was 'cause his car had run out of antifreeze. Should I say coolant. And that's 'cause mice chewed holes in his hose and made it leak. It's over there on the workbench. Take a gander at it if you want. Well, I don't know about here, but I saw a mouse chew clean through a 2x4 in less than an hour once. Of course, that was probably 'cause my neighbor's dog was one piece of chicken wire away from having it for lunch. But I don't know what them mice found so appealing about that hose, but they sure went to town. Other than the fact that he can be ornier than a never-ridden bull in a bucking chute and can holler longer and louder than all the football coaches in Oklahoma put together, I like him fine. Got this sixth sense when it comes to twisters. Never seen nothing like it. Kinda spooky sometimes. Not a chance. He's got this real negative way about him. Nothing good's ever gonna come his way. Sad but true. Heck yeah, I'd like to win. It's gonna bother me a lot. But as long as you got Scott for a leader, ain't no way. Don't really know, don't much care. The truth's the truth no matter what people think. I like working with pretty much everybody. Oh, I suppose Frosty gets on my nerves sometimes. Mostly 'cause he likes himself so much there seems to be little need for anyone else to go to the trouble. But most days we get along fine. Why, you really are a city slicker, aren't you? Around these parts, everybody knows that nothing will get Mouse's attention quicker than the smell of cheese. Thanks. Hardly ever. Him and me don't exactly have a ton of stuff in common. He's the outgoing, sophisticated type, and I'm just a simple country boy. Won't let me forget it neither. That fella likes himself so much there seems to be little need for anyone else to go to the trouble. But once you get used to that, he's an okay enough guy. And he does know his way around a camera. He's right about that much. He's okay. And he sure knows his way around a camera. He takes real good pictures, no question about that. And if he's taking one of a twister, he gets in there right up close. Thinks telephoto lenses are for sissies. Well, I always figured she didn't have much use for him. But lately, seems like she and him been hanging out with each other a lot. Nothing romantic or anything like that, just, talking. Sure don't know about what. Those aren't tokens. They're paw pennies. You can use them at Mom and Pa's general store to buy snacks and candy and the like. The ag students that work here are always dropping them, so every time I find one, I put it in that jar. Yeah, pretty much all you can get with them is candy, and as you can see, that's fine by me. Paw pennies? All you can get with them is snacks and candy and the like, which is fine by me. I tried that for a while, but I got out when the market crashed. Popular? Don't know about that, but everyone's always willing to lend a hand when there's chores to be done, so that's something. You got a sweet tooth? Well, just in case you change your mind. You're all right, Miss Nancy Drew. Tell you what, over there on my workbench is a bunch of circuit boards for the weather balloons where I was putting up. Now, since I can't put the board to use till it's been wired up just right, how about for every board you wire up right, I pay you something in paw pennies? Of course, since wiring them wrong just makes more work for me, you make too many mistakes and I only pay you some of what you earned up till then, depending on how you did. What do you say? Like my dad always said, the best things in life are the things you earn. Anytime you want, just go on over there and start wiring up boards. There's some instructions over there that'll help get you going. Anything else on your mind? By using the handy-dandy prairie dog vacuum I just invented, won't hurt one single hair on their furry little heads. At least it won't after I replace this tube with a bigger one. How soon are you supposed to move them? Well, then get yourself over to Mom and Pa's and trade this tube in for one that's a bigger size. I'll set you up as soon as you get back. Well, let's find out. Yeah, that'll do it. There you go. One handy-dandy prairie dog vacuum. We just turn it on, stick the tube in the hole, and all the critters in the burrows going to that hole will be sucked into the bag. Of course they will. Built this baby here with safety in mind. That's why it's so ugly. Now don't forget, if there ain't any critters in the burrows going to that hole, you'll lose suction and some of the ones that you've caught will escape. You gotta make sure you catch all of them before you move them. Just keep at it and you'll do fine. There's some paw pennies in if you remember to bring this back when you're done. Don't want it falling into the wrong hands. Prairie dog's life is rough enough as it is. What? Oil? Well, I've been doing no such thing. Where'd you get an idea like that? I should have known I wouldn't get away with it. Lying and conniving and sneaking around, they just don't come natural to me. My mama raised me just too right. Yeah, you do, 'cause you're right. See, I heard rumors there was an oil deposit somewhere underneath this here farm. I also heard the college was getting ready to dump the place, so I signed up with Scott figuring I could look for oil, and if I found some, try to get my daddy to invest in a little real estate. It ain't no stick, it's a divining rod. And the one I took from Paul's isn't just any divining rod neither. Used to belong to Charles Hamilton. It's that stick that made him the richest man in the state. My great-granddaddy saw it in action once. Saw it practically fly out of the man's hand and stick straight into the ground like it was being held there by some kind of magnet. The men started digging, and sure enough, they hit oil. And I found oil around here, too, a couple of times. Of course, when I started digging, all I ended up with were puddles. That's 'cause of Scott. You think I'm the one making everything go wrong? Oh, you're wrong about that. It's on account of Scott. He's the one messing stuff up around here. He's a jinx. And that's the truth. Listen, I'm truly ashamed of my behavior, Nancy. I will apologize to Pa for taking that divining rod first chance I get. And I know it's highly unlikely, but should you and my mama ever cross paths, you got a deal. You know, come to think of it, I guess I can't rightly say all the bad stuff that's been going on is just bad luck. Like when I checked out the lightning rod on the farmhouse to see why Scott's phone blew up like that, I discovered something kind of strange. Instead of being wired so any lightning that struck the house would be directed to the ground, this here lightning rod connected to the wiring inside the house. Or the TV, or the fridge. Someone just wanted to do some damage. Either that, or this thing was put up by the world's dumbest electrician. But seeing as you're here, and seeing as Debbie said I should feel free to give any job I don't have time for to you, that's just what I think I'll do. Nothing to it. All you gotta do is put the gears I just cleaned back on 3 horizontal rods. There's a notch for each gear, so just figure out which size gear goes to which notch. Of course, you gotta make sure when the gears line up vertically, they touch but don't overlap each other. It's not hard, just takes a little time and a little bit of trial and error. I need for you to run this here estimate over to Scott. It's for the body work that needs to be done on Pete's car. Scott's supposed to look it over and sign it before I give the repair shop the go-ahead. Appreciate it. Just so it gets done. Oh, it went pretty good. Didn't see any funnel clouds, but I managed to plant a sensor right in the path of a major downdraft, if you can believe that. Always. Course. You're okay in my book, Miss Drew. Well, I just had a couple of candy bars, so just a small piece. Oh, you bet. Been trying at that all season with no luck. He went in the base vehicle by himself, but he was real happy when he heard about that sensor. Yes, ma'am. I 100% want candy. Is this a bribe? Whatever the terms, I accept. Awesome, thanks. Thanks. All right, I love chocolate. Cheese? Gotta be honest here, Nancy, if this is a joke, I don't get it. Well, that's just not even close to being candy. To be honest, I ain't really interested in cheese. No thanks, I ain't a big fan of no cheese. Cheese? No thanks, I don't really trust cheese. Sure did. You did what now? I'm real sorry, Nancy. All I did was run a few updates and... I'm very sorry it went haywire on you. I'll make sure it never happens again. All righty then. Bye now. Adios. See you around. Nice meeting you, Nancy. Just do right by Scott and you'll do fine. Yep.
I'm going to work on it right now. I'm still working on it. What do you do on the team? Do they call you Chase because you chase tornadoes? From what I hear, you must be a busy guy. That okay with you? Don't let me keep you from your work. How long have you been chasing tornadoes? Why do you think so much equipment has been malfunctioning lately? Any idea why that is? Are you sorry you signed on? Is your name Chase because you like to chase tornadoes? Is that why they call you Chase? Because you chase tornadoes? Why do you think so much equipment has been malfunctioning lately? The guy I'm replacing, what was the matter with his car? Do you still have the hose that got chewed up? Have mice done anything like that before? How do you like working with Scott? Think he'll win the Green Skies competition? Is there anyone on the team you don't like working with? Will it bother you if his team doesn't win? Does everyone on the team think that way? If you're trying to catch mice, what's the best thing to use for bait? Oh, shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. Bye. You know what? Never mind. Bye. It can wait. See ya. Frosty asked me to return this to you. Does he borrow stuff from you a lot? Do you like him? Is he as good at what he does as he says he is? What's Debbie's relationship to Frosty like? What's up with all the tokens in that jar over there on the workbench? Don't you ever spend them? Do you ever make paw penny loans? How'd you wind up with a jar full of paw pennies? Don't you ever spend them? With all those paw pennies, you must be pretty popular. Me? Heck no, I only eat healthy foods. Me? Oh yeah, I've got a soft spot for any food that comes in a wrapper. Sounds great. Couldn't you just give me the paw pennies? I'm supposed to relocate those prairie dogs. How do I do that without hurting them? By the end of the day. Great, thanks. I went to Paws and got a bigger tube for that prairie dog vacuum. This okay? How does it work? That sounds a little rough. Are you sure they're going to be okay? Okay. You've been spending all your spare time around here trying to find oil, haven't you? I found the divining rod you took from Pa's museum. The one you left by the old spring house? I'm sorry, you're right. I have no right to make such an accusation. Did you really think you could find oil using an oversized stick? And to make sure Canute dumps the place, you've been sabotaging the chase team. I'll keep this to myself, but you've got to keep being honest with me. Someone wanted that phone jack to explode? But you're sure it was wired that way on purpose? Sounds like fun, but I don't know how to put a transmission back together. No problem. I'll give it a whirl. I'll take it to him. You know, I changed my mind. I think I will work on that transmission now. How was the chase that I missed? Congratulations. I take it that was a big deal. Was Scott there to see it? Could I interest you in some candy? Do you know a way I could earn some paw pennies? Do you have any circuit boards that need fixing? Did you fix the GPS devices? I think maybe they could use some more work. Mine went berserk and tried to lead me directly into the path of a storm. Well, mine tried to kill me. It seemed more tampered with than fixed. It tried to lead me right into the storm. I'm all done with the prairie dog vacuum. Here you go. I've bugged you long enough. I'd better get going. I'll let you go. I'll check back with you later. That's it for now.